Whoever took this picture, I appreciate it, though. Shout out to you, because you got a great moment.
Welcome to your gallery. 20 years from now, what other piece of art do you want here that you've created for this organization, for this fan base?
Man.
In the Bam, got a fire for the win. Yes!
He wants to be one of the Heat greats. He wants to have his jersey retired.
I want to be able to sit in the conversations with some of the greatest in this organization.
Bam, second all-time in Heat history in rebounds.
There's a new double-double king in Miami, and his name is Bam Adebayo.
I started out just me and my mom in a single wide trailer. I'm living my dream.
Welcome to your gallery, the gallery of Bam. This is true art right here, isn't it?
It's a little, oh wow, I didn't know that was over there.
Well, we're gonna walk through all this together, my man. Yes, sir. Take it all in, take it all in. It is kind of the reflection of your journey. Pat Riley has lines that I love to cling to. One of the key things that he points out, that the one constant in life is change. And your journey embodies that. As you look around the gallery of Bam, you see it. What do you feel when you think about where you came from to where you are now?
It's man, I don't know how to put it into words, actually. When I started out realizing what life could be, it was just me and my mom in a single wide trailer, and I was trying to figure it out. Which avenue could I take? What direction did I want to go in? I just knew I didn't want to be there anymore. As a child, you understand it's a lot of work when it comes to certain professions.
Yes, sir.
To do this, to be doing something that I love. It is just full circle, because I started out not knowing what could happen for your future, and then, I'm living my dream.
I just want to introduce a perfect fit for our team.
It's taken a lot for him to get to this point, to be a professional basketball player, because of all those things, and having a real open canvas of where we think we can develop him. We are very excited.
You get here, everything kind of slows down a little bit. Kind of the buzz of Bam turns into a bit of development. You have to play your way into the rotation, play your way into becoming a star in this league. That's not always the path. Was that challenging for you?
Yeah, 100%. Everything that's happened in my career is earned. None of this is given, none of this is scripted. I give all glory to God that He's kept me healthy and been able to be who I want to become. On this journey, it wasn't easy. Spo didn't play me in the beginning, even though I wanted to. I thought I should have played, but it's all part of the plan. It came into this organization where you had to earn your minutes.
And Adebayo starting at center tonight for the Heat. Adebayo slams it through. A kabam for Bam.
It's definitely a transition, but as you get older, I've had some great vets in my life. Name a few: D Wade and obviously the great Udonis Haslem. They helped me along the way, even without, feeling like they was getting something in return. It was always love.
Tonight could be a very special night in Heat history. The first center and our recent big man, Biscayne Blvd, still tied for the franchise record in double-doubles with 221. That record has stood up for 31 years. It's time for the torch to finally get past.
Three ball goes up, and there's that rebound.
He's got it! There's a new double-double king in Miami, and his name is the captain, Bam Adebayo.
I think Bam is an incredible athlete, and I couldn't be happier with passing on the torch to somebody who works hard as he does.
He just keeps on checking off, these records, but he's not going to stop. He's going to keep on doing it.
Surreal, obviously not a lot of guys are You know, a lot of greats have come through this organization that hasn't touched that record. So just thankful I was the part to got to do it.
Bam gets it off. And in! Bam Adebayo!
I really credit Bam, for always being open to expanding his game every single year to what we think would be best for the team.
The lob from Bam, the Khalil for the smash.
When you become a 20-10 player in this league, you become a franchise player, a leader on both ends of the floor. At the beginning of the 24-25 season, what was the conversation with coach or with the staff about how you may have to bring some of that back on a nightly basis to get everybody to elevate to a different place?
Me and Spo talk all the time. It's kind of funny now how we've grown. We knew we wanted to bring something different, more life, try to figure out how we can get over this mountaintop. And it wasn't even about my physical ability. It was more so me being a vocal leader. That's how I'm getting the needle to move. I have somebody in my life who gives me great advice every once in a while. And they were like, if you see, when you're in the huddle, if you see 2 to 3 people's head nod while you're talking, that means it's gonna start to become a domino effect when you talk. I'm in that role now, and when I speak now, you see all eyes locked in.
The way he competes, the way he sacrifices and prioritizes winning, I think that alone speaks for itself.
I think he leads by example. Bam is always working,
Doing everything he can to playing games and giving it 1,000% and night in and night out.
he's very self-aware, like he just wants to make winning plays and wants to be a guy that sets the tone.
That to me is his biggest strength, is just always leading by example.
Every great locker room, every great team needs great leadership. And sometimes you don't volunteer for it. You're just called to do it.
You got a guy that you look to the right, you look to the left, that's going to war with you every night. We all feed off of him. We are glad to have a guy like that that's leading us.
Game! How about the captain for the win?
As you were going through that first year of captaincy, what are the things now in year 2 as a captain you look back, maybe as challenges and maybe as things you wanted to build upon that you're utilizing right now?
Embrace the grind. It's not a sprint. It's not a sprint at all when you're a leader, because you're trying to bring other people with you. And I had to learn everybody's different. You got to talk to everybody different. Everybody can't have the same version.
You got one in the corner. You got one in the corner. I'm hot post. Strong switch. Yeah!
Second thing is, it's not about you in the leader role. It's like, even if you're going through your stuff, like, you still got to worry about the other 14 being okay. Leadership sucks. That's the third one. To be honest.
It's beyond not being easy.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily the fun spot.
Man, it's like, oh, you're captain. Everybody kind of throws that name around. But like, to actually be in that hot seat, it never cools off. So I would say you just embrace it at that point.
Bam on the glass. And a foul.
It is hard not to look at this and say, this is everything. This is Bam. This is the Heat. This is Heat culture. This is everything. We see the work. We see the energy. And I would say when the security goes off in the gallery, we need to steal this and you need to take this home.
Yeah, for sure.
This is everything, right?
Whoever took this picture, I appreciate it, though. Shout out to you, because you got a great moment. But I feel like that just speaks to the body of work that I put in. It's not all about, being gifted, but you also got to work on your body. But that's kind of the grit, the grind, the sweat of Heat culture. And it's got the little 13 right there, right under it. So it's a match made in heaven.
I think it's fair to say, from a challenge standpoint, in your career, this has probably been the most interesting season. And in it, in its ups and downs, you have to be the North Star.
I've always been like, how can we forget the chaos? Like, how can we just, whoever's in the locker room, how can we just worry about the next game, the next moment, the next play? Winning cures a lot of that because everybody's bought into winning the next possession, the next quarter, the next game. And when you buy in like that, you like I said, you sort of lose awareness of the chaos that's going on around you.
His next step will be career best as a leader, as a captain. That's the responsibility you shoulder as a face of the franchise and as the team captain. There's a big legacy to both of those. It's not about that final statistical number. It's about impacting winning and moving other people and helping them get to a higher level. And I think he's ready. That's what's exciting for a head coach to be able to observe. Bam, wow, is he a force of nature? Defending, rebounding.
Bam Adebayo, your captain, Heat Nation, number 2 in rebounding all time in Heat history as he cements himself in the record books.
What you do leading with defense and the way that you do it feels like an art form. How do you describe the way that you go about it and the art form of leading with defense?
When I'm my best version on defense, that's kind of like me leading by example. So it's easy to see when it's like, oh, he's locked in today. Like, everybody knows it. It's one of those things where it's a special niche.
Kobe White, lobbing, Vucevic had it blocked by Bam. That might be the fastest defensive recovery we've ever seen.
Defensively, we feel he is the best, but regardless, he's always considered as one of the best, most versatile, most impactful defenders.
That versatility defensively can guard multiple positions, but also from a speed perspective, can guard and help out front almost at the three-point line and still recover back to the rim in time.
It starts with defense, and we get the offense rolling because of it.
Thank Karen. Dribbled it right into where? The Heat get it back.
Two-man with Bam, jab step, fires it, makes it. Oh, and Bam's fired up.
When we get stops and we run, that's when, you see 14 become the all-star that he is. Like when we get stops and we get more offensive possessions, that gives him more firepower to be himself. And we all know kid is a bucket getter. I kind of take that first foot forward when it comes to defense. Let's get off to a great start. So then we get a couple stops. Obviously, we let him run the show on offense, and we go from there.
Bam to Tyler. He'll step into a 3. Got it.
Wow, this is Bam.
This is after the game where you met your buddy Jason Tatum at the rim and sent it the other way.
It was just so much force.
In my mind, it was probably one of the slowest moments until it was over. That was either game or be gamed. And that's why I feel like it's the block heard around the world.
8 seconds left in overtime. Heat by 2. Tatum on the drive. Blocked by Bam!
That's why he's NBA All-Defensive Team.
Best block ever. That's amazing. Ever.
That's one of the best blocks I've ever seen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I remember going in the air, the ball went up, and I was like, I gotta go get the ball. But I remember my hand was like, part of my hand was numb. So I was like, and it hit me like, you just blocked the shot because all my teammates were like celebrating, the coaches were celebrating because we just got us a gratifying win. And I was like, I just really might have had one of the best blocks in playoff history.
Marquez reaching in. Bam on the block. Great help defense by the captain.
It's one thing to be able to handle your singular assignment, guard your man. But your evolution as a defender, you are now helping everyone guard everybody.
Cunningham drives by Bam. Bam stays with him. Rejection.
Talk about a potential game-saving defensive play.
What's the evolution of trust that you have to have when you're switching to being put in positions that most guys who have your responsibilities don't have?
You gotta bank equity with the group. You want to go to a guy and talk to him, not even about basketball. How you feeling, how you doing, checking in. So when you get in the game and they hear your voice, it's not unfamiliar.
Turn around, turn around, turn around.
Being able to talk to them through a scheme, through a possession, understanding what the coverage that we're running, having everybody understand like we're on the same page. It's really through, obviously, banking that equity with everybody.
They don't call him Do-Rag Braun. They don't start that either. They call me Do-Rag Bam.
Let Do-Rag.
Let's go to the Olympics for a moment, because even that changed a little bit for you. Your first time around, you're one of the young guns that are part of the new faces of USA basketball, but then the old heads come back. And you have to find a different way on how you're going to impact things. How awesome is it that it's that same thing that you could always rely upon defense?
In basketball, you always need stops.
Yeah.
You always need somebody that can guard multiple positions. And then top the cake with it, you're going to need a guy that guards multiple positions and scores and rebounds and can pass. Starting from the role that I had when I first got here to now, I can still buy in and impact winning, because that's what it's all about. And when you get to that situation, it's all about winning, because you don't want to be the team that's gonna come home with gold. I don't want that feeling. I ain't even gonna say we. I just don't want that feeling of coming home with a silver or bronze, understanding that the standard was gold.
Bam, as we walk through your gallery here, this is a picture that if you're a member of Heat Nation, you now know by heart, right? This is your beginning with your mother. Was there any way to be able to dream about 2 gold medals when this is the beginning?
No. It's more like a daydream, because I watched the USA team, and it's funny, in this room, which is hilarious. And it was one of those things where I was like, dang, I wonder what it's like to be on the Olympic team. It wasn't like a thing I was like, I gotta be on the Olympic team. It's like, I wonder what it's like. And then you fast forward, and now me and my head coach are Olympic champions at some point. That's a lifetime moment there.
So you are the champion of the people. You're a 2-time Olympic champion. You're doing your best to become an NBA champion. You literally have a key to Miami-Dade County. But the responsibility that you feel, is second nature, commonplace? This is home?
Man, is Miami home?
Mm-hmm.
It's become that for sure. To the point where you understand how people drive out here. If you never for real, when you get to the point where you start to really understand the community, obviously Miami has blessed me to where it's home.
Now you're laying down this legacy right here. The way that you philanthropically through your foundation are doing things, how happy are you where you are, and where do you see this all going?
My foundation has grown so much, man. It started with, I just want to take care of a single mom. That was kind of my tunnel vision when I first got it, because I was like, this is who I want to help, because this is the trauma that, you've basically been, you had to go through your whole life, seeing your mom on her own. And understanding, I knew how much pain that was. You get obsessed with trying to, figure out how you can help other people not be in that situation.
Hello, hi.
For kids that don't get what they want, be able to get everything and more.
My mama took me to the last one.
Really? I love it because I didn't have somebody in my community that could do it. So being able to be the forefront of it, and see kids with smiles on their faces, laughing, you got them holding all their toys like this, trying to walk out. It's one of those things where it puts my heart at ease, because you go through stuff where you got to be okay with getting everything that you wanted, but you got to understand we couldn't afford it, so I had to live with it. So being able to just give kids what they want is a blessing in itself.
Double 5. Hey.
When you think about what it's going to take to break through, having had your opportunities twice now in the NBA Finals. What do you see when you're gazing at that mountaintop?
Third time's a charm.
I love it.
And I want to be able to sit in the conversations with some of the greatest in this organization who know are like some of my best friends, some of my true OGs. I want to be able to sit down and tell them my experience of winning a championship where it was different from theirs, but also be able to understand that we completed a common goal in different eras.
Do you have to balance that desire? Or do you allow it to drive you?
Nah, it's driven. It's driven. Once you get there and the confetti falls and it's not yours, like you really want that moment to when it's your time. When the confetti falls on you and it's like, no, this is our colors. Like when you walk off that court and it's somebody else's colors, you're like, we got all the way here just to go home empty-handed. And it's like you give everybody that much excitement to like get the job done. You get right there and it disappears. And it's kind of like, I'm just thinking third time's a charm, man. Like, get over this hump, y'all gonna see a different side of me for sure. For sure.
We've just begun to start your gallery here. 20 years from now, what other photos, what other piece of art do you want here that you've created for this organization, for this fan base?
Man, obviously a championship. That one would be great. I mean, obviously you can go down the list, multiple All-Stars, all defensive teams, throwing the DPO wide, but that championship, that's what brings like I feel like that's the one lock that has like 1 million keys, and you just gotta keep trying. And like every time you just gotta keep going to the door with a different key, and then when that key clicks, it clicks for not only me but the organization, the community, and like y'all have this forever bond, and you leave here.
That's one of my favorites, brother.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
One more from the squad. Stay locked on the Heat YouTube channel.